This week on the Stampede, human highlight reel Jagera Davis shares the secret to his success.
Quarterback, running back, receiver, free safety, outside linebacker, cornerback a little bit. I mean, I played just about everything.
Junior Marcus Hunt continues his assault on the NCAA record book.
And this blocked by Marcus Hunt.
And SMU rolls into Memphis, all business.
We ain't going to Graceland. We ain't going to get ribs. We ain't going to watch the Ducks at the Peabody Hotel. We're going down there to win a football game.
Nope.
The SMU Mustangs are back on the practice field this week with a second win under their belt and their confidence rising.
Tempo left, set, hut.
The 40-7 rout of Northwestern State at Ford Stadium puts everyone in a good mood.
I say with the experience that we've got on this team, and you know, everything's coming around. We're all clicking right now, having a lot of fun out here. It's you know, the last 2 weeks we've had some pretty impressive stats, but we need to do it in conference as well.
I think it talks about, number one, the system, what June's been able to do since he's come here with implementing a system offensively that is proven. It's not surprising. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way it'll always be.
My coaches do a great job. Derek is as good as secondary coaches there is. Bert, Joe, and Mace does a great job, and the kids play for them. They believe in what they're doing, and they execute on game day. And if you play hard and you believe in what you're doing and hang together as a group like that with that chemistry, you're going to be a good defense. You're going to be a good football team.
3 games into the season, 3 Mustangs can be found on the national stat sheets. Running back Zach Line is tied for first in the country in touchdowns and points. Cole Beasley ranks 13th in receiving yards, and J.J. McDermott is 30th in passing yards. But the team's motto, one snap and clear, applies to big victories as much as anything else.
We'll just take it day by day like we've been doing.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. And if you're not totally devoted to your team with the passion that you're playing that day, you're going to get your rear ends beat.
On Tuesday afternoon, the players have a visitor and a timeout from X's and O's.
Joe Martin is our chaplain, team chaplain. He's a pastor at Trinity Church in Dallas. He had a great message on passion. It was really, really right on. Over the years, I've brought in speakers all the time. This year, we're doing a little bit different where we have a character building thing on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock where we have Joe kind of talk specifically about those type things. We've already had Supreme Court Justice speak to the team this year. President Bush has spoken to the team. We'll have various speakers that have been successful in life and talk about their journey.
June brings Pastor Joe Martin in every Tuesday to talk about things relative to life with our athletes. Because again, it's more than just developing football players, it's about developing people. And Pastor Joe talked about passion, what passion is. True passion for what you do is the foundation of all success because it's the fuel, the energy, the fire that will bring you through those times when you don't succeed or the hard times. And when you look at a guy like Zach Line in particular, there's a guy who just oozes that passion for the game. He is an old school guy. I mean, he would play this game, I swear to God, if it was out on the playground somewhere. He loves football.
Passion will give you energy, passion will give you drive, passion will give you a reason to do things. And if you have passion for something, pursue it and don't come out of college going for money, go for something you're passionate about. And I mean, that applies to football every day because, we got guys on this team that aren't the best athletes, that aren't going to match up, and maybe some of the Memphis guys are better, but I think we got a pretty passionate team. I think everybody's that way about this season too.
The Memphis Tigers sit next on the schedule, a chance for the team to put their passion into action. Junior linebacker Jagarrett Davis has emerged as one of SMU's top playmakers on Tom Mason's defense. Consider his stat line from the UTEP game: 8 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 pass breakups, a pick, a forced fumble and recovery for a game-sealing touchdown. And oh yes, he's also the gunner on the punt team. We sat down with first-team Conference USA star to get a better sense of what makes his motor run so hot. How's the season going so far?
So far, I think the season's going pretty well. I mean, we didn't start out how we thought we wanted to, or how we really wanted to, but we started out rough. But second week, we picked it up. Everybody came together. One snap and cleared the first game against A&M, because, I mean, they're a top 10 team. They got a lot of good NFL prospects on the team, so it's what they're supposed to do. But we bounced back the next week, put out a close win against UTEP, which was a comfortable game. So everybody got our morale back together. And last year we came out and just, as you can say, put a beating on, a little whooping on Northwestern to get our morale even higher. So now we all happy, laughing, scratching, just happy to be out there practicing, trying to prep for the next game against Memphis.
What's it like to play on special teams too?
On special teams, I play gunner on the punt team, which I can't do it with my number 56, so I got to put on number 16 jersey, make me eligible to line up outside and come down and cover the punt. I love it really, because it's one of the rare times I actually get lined up, kind of play receiver, because I get to beat a corner off the line, then basically run down full speed, which I love to run, and like break down, make a play, force the running back inside to where all my other teammates are. So, I mean, it's great.
What were some of the positions you played in high school?
Quarterback, running back, receiver, free safety, outside linebacker, cornerback a little bit. I mean, I played just about everything.
Has that helped your college game?
I would say so, because I know what offensive receivers or running backs look for when they trying to find a hole, or what they look for when they reading the defense. So it helps me out tremendously in my game to know what they look for or what they look to break out on. So it gives me like a jump on what they doing. It gave me a different love for the game from every different position. I know every position is different, so everybody has different things they have to do for certain situations. So it's given me utmost respect for each player that plays different positions.
Is working out important to your game?
It plays a big part, because when I first came in, I weighed 200 pounds. Now I weigh 230 pounds. I feel a lot stronger, a lot faster, a lot more physical than I was when I first came in. If it weren't for that, I don't think I'd be able to make the plays I make now. You got to be consistent with it. You can't have layoffs where you might work hard one week, the next week you might take off. You got to be consistent with it, because even when your body's sore, working out actually helps get to work to soreness out, you know what I'm saying? So when all said is done, working out plays a key factor in everything you do.
Who's your inspiration for playing football?
I have an older brother who's 6 years older than me, so I looked up to him as my role model, so I want to do everything he was doing. So like him and his friends was out playing tackle football, I always wanted to play. And on the way he let me play, as they said, I couldn't cry, I got to toughen up and just man up and play along with all the other big kids. So in a way, I guess they got me ready for where I'm at now.
What is your favorite part of the game?
My number one love is to hit somebody. I love like being the one to bring the pain, bring the force to somebody else who has the ball. So, I mean, you can't beat Coach Mason, Coach Hand, Coach Odom, Coach Hill. They all stress it big time here. Like, we gotta be physical, we gotta be fast, we gotta blitz with intensity. So they stress it every week, every day, every hour, every time we at practice. I mean, that's the type of identity we want to set for our defense. So they coach it when we at practice. We have all kind of hand drills. In the morning we have a little drill to wake everybody called face-up, squared up. We call two players out. They basically line up on line. They go face-up, squared up, see who wins that battle. So, I mean, we stress it a lot. We love it. That's what gets us ready for the game. That's what brings out our physical mentality when we step on the field.
This week, we follow two Mustangs who are breaking records at SMU, nationally, and one day, maybe the world. SMU junior running back Zach Line broke the record for touchdowns in a game last week with 5 trips into the end zone. No small feat for a school that's given rise to some of the greatest running backs in football history.
JJ, handoff, Zach Line, big hole left side, cuts in at the 2, touchdown, school record 5 tonight for Zach Line.
But for those that know him, the linebacker turned bruising running back success isn't a surprise.
He's a student of the game. He understands what we're doing very well, and he's a good inside runner. He has good vision, got quick feet. You know, he's 230 pounds, 235 pounds, so he carries a load. You know, he's the type of back that we're looking for in what we do. A big guy that can block a guy off the edge and a guy that can run like a little guy, and he's able to do both.
Here's a kid that comes from Detroit, was a 2-star player, right? A 2-star player. Comes from Detroit, was a high school linebacker. June saw something in him. Wes coached him, and now here's a guy that has the 2nd biggest rushing season in the history of this institution next to Eric, and has 8 touchdowns, you know, after 3 games as a junior. He is a rock and roll running back. I mean, he is hard-nosed, tough. He is he's exactly what you want in a kid. He's a great kid off the field, polite, everything that you want as a person off the field. But when it comes time to strap it on and play and compete, he is an absolute tough warrior.
Zach Line handoff, bounces right to the 5, breaks the tackle, touchdown SMU!
While Zach Line was breaking school records last week, number 92 defensive lineman Margus Hunt was busy tying a national record. His story's becoming the stuff of legend. He hardly knew the game of football at all when he came to SMU to train under track and field coach Dave Woolman. But fate would put him on the field and into the record books.
One of my former athletes, Alex Tammert, who actually won the bronze medal in the Olympic Games in 2004. So young kids started looking at discus as something they wanted to do. And one of those young kids was Margus. And so in a very short order, he took his talent and developed it to being the best in the world in shot and disc. And I had heard about him, but I wasn't recruiting because I didn't have a men's team. But when Steve and June came in, I thought, okay, well, here's a possibility. And Alex had already called me and said, you know, Margus is training with me, and he wants to come over and see the school, and we're going to do a training camp. So he brought Margus over with him. So I went to compliance and I said, what can I do? What can't I do with this kid? I don't have a team. Can I coach him? And they said, no, you can't coach him. And fortuitously, that was a good decision, because it turns out that he actually comes here and ends up playing football.
It was kind of iffy at first. You know, I didn't know how it's going to work out, if I'm going to be even good at it. But after getting first snaps in actual games, and especially last year, I mean, I really started enjoying it and loving it, and it's just exciting to be out here, you know, being with my teammates, and just, you know, it's fun.
Coach Woolman sees many similarities between the skills Margus has mastered at shot put and discus and his kick blocking success.
I would say definitely. It's one play, it's all out, and it's short in its terms of its duration. And I would say also the other thing, and which was kind of funny, in his pass rushing, as he develops his spin move, when he turns in the direction of his rotation that he's been doing his whole life, it's much quicker. But when he tries to rotate in the opposite direction, he stays in one place. You can see it not producing the same result. So, yeah, I think that there's some discus skills coming through out there for sure.
Well, he's got size. He's got, you know, great quickness, getting off on the ball, explosive, you know, all those things that he had, you know, as a gifted track and field athlete.
You know, when he's playing football, you don't notice it, but he's got an unbelievable get off the ball, and he knows what he's doing on field goal blocks, and that shows how fast and how strong and how powerful he is. I mean, he's one of a kind. I mean, I've never seen a guy like him before.
Since I did track and field, and I did all kind of events in track and field, you know, for that I'm really agile, and I can, you know, I'm fairly coordinated, so therefore I think I have a pretty good balance, even though sometimes I fall through if getting through the field goal protection, but just the quickness, the explosiveness. Track and field, like lifting, for instance, is totally different. It's more explosive, more powerful. So therefore, I've developed that kind of muscle over the years. So I can bring it over here.
God didn't leave anything out of that young man. Gave him the first in line on every single thing you need to be a great kid and a terrific athlete. I get such a kick out of him because I'm just really, really proud of him.
He's awesome. He's a great kid. He has a vibrancy about him that he brings to the football team that just puts a smile on everybody's face. And he's a hard worker. He's an absolute joy to coach. And he's a joy to be around as a person. And those kind of qualities reflect on his play on the field.
With all the attention on the record, is Margus starting to feel the pressure?
We joke about it in the locker room. It's like everyone is excited, and the other teams do have like one block a season. We're disappointed if we don't have one block in a game. So it's somewhat pressuring, but if we go out there, do what we do, good things will happen. And it was exciting. We had a really good game out defensively, so we wanted to keep that shutout. So we called a really good play. I got through and got my hands up and got the kick.
And this blocked by Marcus Hunt.
There are many sights and sounds Memphis has to offer, but on this early fall morning, the SMU Mustangs have only one destination in mind: the win column.
They're very big, and historically we have not really played well against big linemen that just kind of lean on us. So we're going to have to play extremely hard with the passion. We've got to be able to block them so that we can throw the football. I'm sure their game plan is to kind of keep everything underneath them, which means they're going to rely on their front four to get pressure, and hopefully our O-line can hold up with them.
It's homecoming!
It is homecoming for the Memphis Tigers at the Liberty Bowl, and SMU's plan is to start quick to silence the crowd. Quarterback J.J. McDermott comes out firing, spreading the ball to 3 different receivers on the opening drive.
J.J. McDermott throws to the right side into double coverage, and he gets it over the defense, and a terrific one-handed grab by Cole Beasley at the 17 as he runs out of bounds, and the Mustangs have their 3rd straight first down.
Zach Line owns the red zone for the Mustangs. He punches the ball in from the 1 for the first score of the game.
Here it is, Zach Line off of right guard, and he powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown number 9 this year for Zach Line.
He went 15 yards. Let's go. Gun trips right. 68 corner. Gun trips right, 68 corner.
The Mustangs quickly get the ball back and assemble another efficient mix of runs and passes. Zach Line scores again to put SMU up 14-0.
And they got tight end to the left. Bradley Haynes first and goal at the 1. Zach Line again, right side. No contest. Touchdown SMU, 10 this year for Zach.
That was the easiest of them all.
A Mustang turnover stops the next drive.
Screen to Wilkerson, right side 45, dances to the 40, comes to the 37, ball's loose, covered by Memphis.
But the SMU defense is in top form, holding Memphis to negative yardage most of the first half. Memphis quarterback Taylor Reed is under heavy pressure all day from, among others, SMU linebacker Taylor Reed.
That's a good job because they'll turn it back up and he starts scrambling around. I stayed on it. He did. I want to look. I know. That's when they get you.
If there is a negative in this game, it comes on the next drive. Star wideout Cole Beasley injures his knee. But even without Beasley, the Mustangs' offense doesn't miss a beat.
Middle 35-30, heads right 25-20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's tackled as he dives for the pylon.
With Beasley out, it's time for other receivers to step up. Derek Thompson, a 5'1", 188-pound redshirt freshman from Troop, Texas, seizes the moment.
McDermott is looking deep down the middle of the field. He's actually going left side. It's Derek Thompson, and he makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown SMU! First career TD for the redshirt freshman.
SMU takes a 28-0 lead into the locker room at halftime. Coach June Jones reminds the team that there's still business to be attended to.
Play like a top 10 team now, okay? Every time we get the ball, no mistakes, just stupid penalties, no turnovers, wrap the ball up, take care of the football, okay? Take care of the football. We're -2 already in this deal right here, and we're up 28, okay? Just think of that, okay? Take care of the football, eliminate the penalties, and play with character and class.
The Mustangs continue the assault in the second half, tacking up 220 more yards and a pair of touchdowns.
We're inside the 9, D, 3 steps.
It is a complete team effort by the Mustangs, with all 3 phases contributing. The defense punishes Memphis, allowing only 139 total yards and pitching a shutout. Taylor Reed leads the team with 10 tackles and a sack.
Just stopping them on third downs. No third down conversions. You know, everybody playing hard and, runs for football.
They got some big old linemen. They were coming up field hard, so we were able to take advantage of some lanes in their defense. Front line is always, pushing guys around, doing their job. So, those guys are awesome.
I thought the key was stopping the run early, forcing them into a throwing game, and once we got that done, things went pretty well our way, and I was worried they were going to try to establish the run game early, and obviously they couldn't, and things went well for us after that, because I really don't think you can throw the ball consistently on us. We've got too many packages for that.
On the other side of the ball, Darius Johnson puts on quite a show, posting a team-high 10 receptions for 116 yards.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Started kind of slow, but got more involved in the second half. It was a good game. JJ, he's really been good. He spreads the ball around very well. He's poised in the pocket. He can make the throws.
I came in trying to focus. I knew I was going to get, some opportunities to make some plays. I just had to, believe in myself. That one deep one I called, I knew it was coming to me. It just, everything was perfect today. I had one drop, but, I had to learn for that too. So it was a great day.
Zach Line has another big game, piling up 136 yards and 3 touchdowns. And perhaps most importantly, quarterback J.J. McDermott is now 3-0 as the Mustangs starter.
I felt like I didn't play my best on a couple plays, missed some guys that were open. But all in all, good day, absolutely.
The team leaves town as quickly as they came. Bigger games are on the horizon, starting with Saturday's battle for the Iron Skillet with TCU. But for this game, it's a job well done.